Hello and welcome to Clay to Canopy, the show where I attempt to make just about everything from the ground up. And welcome to the Don't Wake the Dragon build series. If you are just tuning in, I am in the middle of building a dragon-shaped she shed on wheels. Please hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. It really does help me out. Welcome back from the break. For me, it hasn't been a welcome back. I literally just finished shooting my message of, hey, I'm going to take a break, and now I'm jumping back into things. This is going to be week 1 of summer 2023 of the Don't Wake the Dragon build series. I have done a bit of tidying, and I have begun adding in some of the green mica to the horns and different parts. I want to be real careful about this stage. As this mica sets, it's pretty runny, and I don't want to add in the silica powder to thicken it because it ends up leaving some funky spattering that I don't want on the surface. And this green is meant to be the almost final finish, right? Because only thing going over this now is going to be that netting, that holy fabric, and so the green will show through the holy fabric. I want to make sure that I have a nice, as best as I can, finish of this green. So I need to be able to rotate it and slowly catch areas where it's dripping. That's going to take some time. I'm going to take care of that in this vlog. Should I call this week 1? I think we're just going to call this summer vlog 1. My main focus right now is going to be heading over to uncovering the dragon. It is overcast day and it has been sprinkling a bit here and there, but I need to take this backdrop and get it over there and sort of mock up what's happening with the body. Because I changed the angle of the foot, altered some things in the bottom of the base, I'm worried that when that back panel meets the top, my arc is not going to be quite right, and I may have to add in some extra panels that were not in the original model. It is weird. It's saying it's going to be overcast all week, and overcast is one thing, but it's like got weird sprinkling mist in the air. So I don't feel comfortable doing too much resining out there right now, but I do still want to get out there and try and sort out what I'm going to need in terms of parts. It may very well be that I end up taking all that apart and have to really put it all back and cover it all up for the night. But so it goes here. This seems to be what this build has been because of the weather. So it is very clear to me that I am going to have to prop this up a little bit more and add in some bits in the back. This should be sitting slightly higher. Whoop, let me take this down for a minute. I need to crank it up just a bit, like so, which means I need to get in some extra pieces in the back. I need to have a think on this, sort out a plan. Preferably not break everything. I think I want to try and build some rigging, something that can prop this up on its own so I can see the gap of the, the difference in the gap, and then go from there. So I'm just going to take some scrap. I think I have some pieces of like 2x or something over there that I can build kind of like a stanchion prop just to get this lifted up a little bit. So as you can see, there's quite a big gap And this back end, this is supposed to meet directly on it, but because of the way that foot arc, I'm gonna have to deal with this adjusting to get it all squared away. I don't want to mess with this frame. It took way too much doing to get it to where it is. It would be far easier just to extend this right here. I'm also gonna have to deal with some adjusting back here because this was the next piece that was supposed to come in and it's just completely not at the right angle now that this is tipped up like that. I really just needed to see this today, get it up here, rigged up. I'm gonna spend some time sitting with it, about an hour or so more, and then I'm gonna call it out here for today, and I will be back out here tomorrow to give it another go. Alright y'all, I started the first week of summer vlog and I did about a day's worth of work and then had to set it aside because a colleague and friend of mine invited me to participate in a show. I stopped working on the dragon to knock out some gallery work. I'm carrying on with the rest of this vlog, but it's 2 weeks later. And the whole reason why I'm bringing this up is while I was making these pieces, I incorporated a wooden piece back here to hint at the side of the house. Because these pieces are curved, I used some of the techniques that I've been using for this dragon where I cut strips of plywood and I fiberglassed the back and added this fabric panel, colors representing the seasons. Same way I'm going to be doing the interior of the dragon. The first layer that went on completely got washed out. The pattern kind of went away and all I could see was the natural wood coming through. I ran some tests while I was also working simultaneously on these pieces and just coating mica on the rest of the dragon head. I took a piece of the fabric that is going to be used for the interior and I applied unbleached cotton also on a black background, and neither of those two worked the way it did. On here the unbleached cotton was fine, but somehow going on to this piece the unbleached cotton kind of washed out and the color was gone. I got on the horn with Total Boat and asked if there was some sort of paint primer that I could apply. It's a big piece and rolling on a little bit of paint seemed like the easiest, quickest option. They recommended that I not use paint and that I use pigment. Yeah, I know the pigment's gonna work and that's great because I've been using the black, but it's another layer of epoxy. It's probably gonna be more expensive than rolling on a coat of paint. They did say that there were some paints you could try. It doesn't always work. I took a run to Rockler to pick up some of the white so I could test it out. And there is a bit of yellowing, but the yellowing is happening from the epoxy, so it's fine, I can live with that. At least it's much brighter, and I'm getting to see the shades of gray, the shades of white, the off-white cream now at this point, versus this whole washed out complete color where you don't even see the pattern. If you are curious, go ahead and head over to Clay to Canopy on Instagram and you'll see the close-up pictures of what this is and all of the detailed shots. Clay to Canopy Instagram is a little mixture of just about everything I do, the in-between stuff, the stuff that I don't always put in a vlog. I did all the work finishing up the mica on the head and then I got it out of here and you can see the space has been rearranged. The one thing I didn't do is light up the eyes and run the fog at the same time. This will be a great way for us to take a look at how much work got done on the head while I was intermittently working on these. So let's head over there and take a look. Alright, let's get the lights on. Eyes, let there be eyes. Alrighty. And let's see that fog. Oh, maybe not enough juice. Seriously? Something to do with this tube here. It's shooting, but come on now. Oh, it's fogging. She's a fogging. Can't see her from back there, but I think it's pretty exciting. That was a whole lot of fun. I wanted to start grinding down some of that body. What I noticed on the body part, when I left off, I got the major parts affixed, but I didn't run a full tape over the main seam lines that connect them together. The body needs to get hit with a good sand and grind down, so that's my plan. something about throwing color on to a piece that just makes it feel like there's progress is being made. I couldn't help myself. I really was not intending on throwing any color on this, but I've gotten so sick of looking at it in its natural color stage. It just felt like no progress was happening. So while I have it down here, give it about an hour to sort of set up. Then I realized that there wasn't much I was going to be able to do on this thing. There's tape drying over there. So what I could do, kill two birds with one stone while it is laying in this position, was throw on some of the color. Getting on that first coat of black, which just, I don't know, cleans it up. Makes it look less dirty, less like neglected out here for the past, however, 3 months, 4 months that it's been sitting out here and me not getting to it. I'm gonna let this dry tonight, and hopefully tomorrow when I get out here, the next move will be propping this thing up and sorting out some of those extra bit that has to attach to the back end and figuring out how to make it meet the frame. Y'all, it rained on my dragon. Yeah. And I don't even know what to say. Okay, all it does is rain. Rain, rain, rain. Like this is Seattle or something. Thankfully it had set before the rain set in, so I think we're okay. I mean, it is waterproof now at this point, but it's not the point. The point is, like, what is going on with these elements and with life in general? These things, the rain, me falling, there's like some cloud of bad juju around, and I need to go like cleanse or something. I don't know. So it's morning, it's rained. I'm caught between whether or not I want to run back to campus and refire this glass or not. I was going to just run out here, check it all. That way I could run it back to campus before I even bother, coming out to film. Then I realized this is going to be a little bit bigger of a deal to get all of this glass out. I'm going to spend some time just opening up the packages, laying out the glass, seeing where I'm at, because it's been a while since I've looked at it. It's been, since November, and I was really irritated at that time. All of the big crap that went down with the firings and whatnot. I also have not placed it all together in the frame to see what it even looks like. It'll be great. Get to see all the pieces set into the frame. It'll be the underside, but still. Alright. Oh, I should put something on. This is going to take a while. And I got lots of packages to open. What do I want to listen to? Am I ready for an audiobook? I'm kind of debating if I want to, get Audible for a little while. All I listen to is Harry Potter and Hunger Games over and over again. So I need, something new. Something new in that genre. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to run inside and get the Nook so I can listen to something. It is looking like there are a few of these that are going to be way too wrinkly for me to do up this frame. I'm really excited. It looks great. The debate now, though, is how many I refire in one go. Since all of this happened, I've worked out the kiln situation. I've done it several times now for my high school class, and I think I've got it adjusted and fine-tuned the way I need it to be. However, I still don't feel comfortable about putting all my eggs in one basket. So I need to figure out how many pieces I feel comfortable with going into the kiln at once. Aside from it's not laying flat, there is a mixture of parts that got undercooked and some that got overcooked. The ones that are overcooked, I really don't want to put in again if I don't have to. I'm going to have a think about which ones I'm taking to campus first. If I go to campus tomorrow, I will be unloading and turning over on Sunday. So yeah, let me repack things up. While I'm waiting on that glass, I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of resin on top of this frame. I never got to doing that. think I was held off because I wanted to see what was going to happen with the glass. I'm pretty happy with where it was temporarily, and I've broken it all into about 4 groups. The first group of glass is the group that either has to be remade or it needed to go in to be flattened because it didn't quite meet the frame. Then groups 2, 3, and 4, they progressively get better, and actually from group 2 on, it's still workable. At one point I was thinking about putting that rubber around the glass, but that was to even out and deal with the fact the glass was uneven, when really I should have just refired the glass in the first place, which is what I'm doing. The rubber will go around the interior of this frame on the wood part, and before I apply that rubber, I want to go ahead and apply the coat of epoxy. Let's see, grab me a mixing cup. It is the muggiest of muggy. Probably should take this sweatshirt off before I begin, but I don't feel like it. To business. I have noticed this is a bit yellowing, so it will alter my color here, but I've already kind of expected that. It should yellow it enough to where it matches the glass a little bit better. Decided that where I can, I am forgoing the gloves. As long as I catch my hands fast enough, I can just use the rubbing alcohol in a rag, and it's less latex gloves that I need to be blowing through. When I'm using the dyes, I've been using it, and when I'm applying mica, I have to use them because I tried it once without it, and I had nothing but green all under my nails and everywhere for a good week before it finally went away. So, yeah. Was a morning of errands. I had to run to Home Depot because I needed more plywood, and then I also was going crazy looking for some kind of rubber to back the frame that's going to go around this. On the opposite side, I'm going to be cutting wood that is going to be a little bit larger than the opening of this, so that way I can set screw heads into the wood frame on the opposite side. That other frame will be the thing that holds the glass in. But in between where that wood frames rest up against the other frame and the glass, I would like some sort of rubber backing, so that way, even though this frame is going to have a rubber here and the silicone that will hold the rubber in, I still wanted something to have a bit of a cushion against the wood frame so I'm not meeting wood directly onto glass, and also an extra layer of water protection. Let me just say, there were lots of options. It was looking like my most inexpensive option was going to be underlayment, which is usually foam based and water resistant. However, I didn't like the colors. They were like these bright colors. Even the neutral was still kind of off. My next move was to go to my girlfriend's, tried and true. And of course, I knew I would find something there. So I was able, there's a 50% off coupon right now, to find this stuff in the utility section. And it is made for a boundary layer before you apply upholstery, but it is, lo and behold, made of the rubber on the inside. And I had a go at trying to slowly peel the top layer of this, which I will be able to. So I'm gonna just very gingerly peel back that top layer. I will go ahead and leave the one layer on and glue that layer to the inside of the frame. But since this will be able to come off, the visible part will be the black that will be pushed up against the frame and against the glass. This was $27.99 regular price, but I had a 50% off coupon, $27.99 a yard. So this cost me about 35 bucks for the whole thing. I think what I am ready to do is begin making the frames. The weather's still looking kind of wonky. Since I already have this on the table, and this is also going to be done in stages, I might as well give a go on this. I'm going to first start figuring out if I cut a pattern for the opposite side frame, or if I haven't, then I can cut the wooden frames. So that's my plan. y'all. I just got back from campus. I'm very happy with the results. There is still the weird discoloration happening, meaning that some of it is super shiny and some of it still retained that bit of a haze. I'm trying to get them all to the point where they all have that bit of a haze. Unfortunately, the firing temps that I went with, I did flatten them all out, but it did not create the white haze on the other pieces. For now, I've safely stored the ones that have come out. Yesterday, I finished up cutting all of my pieces for the secondary frame. I'm gonna spend the rest of this afternoon just sanding these up, but I'm gonna just do that off camera. And I'm gonna call this vlog here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Stick around to watch this project all unfold, and remember, don't wake the dragon.